For the last couple of years, we've all gotten pretty good at chatting with AI. But what if I told you that was just the warm-up act? Because right now, a massive fundamental shift is underway. AI is finally learning how to act. Yeah, you heard that right. The whole era of the passive chatbot, the one you have to spoon-feed a prompt for every little thing, it's over. We are now officially in the age of action AI. We're moving beyond AI that just generates text to AI that generates action. It's planning, it's browsing the web, it's executing commands in a terminal, all on its own. And this whole new paradigm has a name, Agentic AI. Look, these aren't just fancy tools for answering our questions anymore. They are autonomous systems that are literally designed to achieve goals. They don't just say things, they get out there and do things. So what happens when AI grows hands and a brain? Well, the entire market starts to feel the tremors. The old rulebook for how we work, it's being thrown out the window right now as we speak. This shift is completely transforming entire roles. Take the classic programmer, the person who implements the code. That role is evolving into an orchestrator. You need to think of them less like a coder and more like a top manager or conductor, directing an entire team of specialized AI agents to get a project done. And this new model creates this incredible hyperacceleration. Things that used to take weeks of sprints and planning now take days, sometimes even hours. I mean, just look at the e-commerce giant Rakuten. They managed to slash their feature delivery timeline by a staggering 79%. They went from 24 days down to just 5. That's a complete game changer. And the scale of this productivity boost is just immense. The communications company Telus saved 500,000 work hours. 500,000. They did it by deploying thousands of custom AI solutions. And that doesn't just speed things up, it fundamentally changes the entire economics of a project. But here's where it gets really interesting. This power isn't just locked away in giant cloud data centers. We're seeing a huge trend of shifting to the edge. This means incredibly powerful AI agents are now running locally on a normal laptop or even on a tiny $10 microcontroller. And that is a direct challenge to the cloud monopolies that have dominated Silicon Valley for the last decade. And this shift is creating a brand new competitive landscape. You can really think of it as a battle between two completely different philosophies. You've got these centralized cloud giants, let's call them the titans, going up against the decentralized world of open source projects, which we can call the swarm. Now, both approaches have some pretty clear trade-offs. The titans, your OpenAIs, they offer incredible ease of use and massive scale, usually through a subscription. But then you have the swarm, the open source alternatives, and they offer privacy, low costs, and tons of customization. But of course, that freedom comes with its own risks, like having to manage your own security and avoiding what some people call shadow AI popping up in your organization. And make no mistake, the titans are impressive. You've got OpenAI's Operator, which basically acts like a person using a web browser to get things done. There's Manus AI, which can spin up hundreds of parallel agents to tackle huge research tasks. And then you've got Anthropic's Claude Code, which is like a digital senior developer that can autonomously fix bugs in code bases with millions of lines of code. But the swarm is the counter movement. It's diverse, and it's all about efficiency. You have really popular self-hosted agents like OpenClaw that can live in your messaging apps. And then you get these hyper-optimized versions like ZeroClaw and Claw, which are miracles of engineering that can run on less than 10 megabytes of RAM. I mean, small enough for tiny little devices. And for the really security conscious, there's even Claw, which runs in a completely isolated sandbox environment. But all of this incredible new power, it comes with a price. And this brings us to the central conflict of this whole new era, the Autonomy Paradox. And here's the paradox, right? The more permissions we give an AI agent to help us, access to our files, to our command line, to our apps, the more power we're also giving it to cause serious harm if something goes wrong. There's actually a term for this potential damage. It's called the blast radius. It's a way of thinking about the risk. So, an agent that can only read files has a pretty small blast radius. But an agent that can run any command it wants on your computer, well, that has a massive one. And this is not theoretical. Security researchers recently uncovered a campaign they called Claw Havoc. Attackers uploaded malicious skills to a public library. When a developer used one, it would fake an error and trick them into pasting a command into their terminal. That command, of course, would then steal their API keys and private data. It's a classic social engineering attack, but it's been weaponized for this new agentic era. And beyond the security risks, there's the economic risk. When the cloud-based agent Manus AI first launched, they reportedly burned through $1 million in API calls in just their first 2 weeks. True autonomy at scale can be astronomically expensive. So, how do we actually harness all this power safely and without going broke? Well, the solution lies in building the right connections and the right protocols for the future. A key piece of the puzzle is an emerging technology called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. At its core, it's a universal standard that allows any AI agent to securely connect to pretty much any tool, application, or database out there. The absolute best way to think about it is like this. MCP is the USB-C for artificial intelligence. It's one single, universal connector that just gets rid of all the friction and lets everything talk to each other securely. And once a standard like that is in place, we can unlock the real future, multi-agent systems. See, it's not about building one single, all-powerful AI. It's about creating a coordinated team, a digital swarm, where each agent has a specific job. One writes the code, another runs the tests, a third deploys to the server, all working together in perfect sync. Now, the long-term impact on the job market is going to be profound. A lot of routine and junior-level tech roles will likely be automated away. But that's going to create a massive new demand for high-level talent, the AI architects and orchestrators who can actually design and manage these autonomous systems. Ultimately, we have to reframe how we think about all of this. AI has stopped being a search engine that you just ask questions. It has become your colleague, one you work alongside every day. And winning in this new world isn't about having the smartest AI. It's about mastering the art and science of delegation, of building the safest, most effective architecture to manage your new digital workforce. Which really just leaves us with one final, very personal question. Your new colleague is here, and it's an AI. The real question is, are you ready to be its manager?